Now this is a dirty manipulation. I'm not gonna buy a game just because you can pet a dog in it. I am. Of course I am. Ever wonder why video games are so obsessed with our furry best friend? We all adore dogs in real life, but is that the only reason we find dog meat, D-Dog, and countless other canine companions trotting alongside us in our digital adventures?
I love dogs. Doesn't everyone?
Are they simply a marketing ploy to win our hearts and wallets? Or is there something deeper at play? Is it just for us to be able to pet our adorable friends in games? Or something else? Welcome to my channel. My name is Solari. I work with games and I love making deep dives into various topics about games. And just so happens that I love dogs too. I have my own dog, but today I'm gonna be talking about the dogs we find in video games and why we find them. Let me tell you what I found. Strolling through the wilderness of Skyrim, you may stumble upon a dog that speaks to you.
You are exactly what I was looking for.
Should you choose to follow it, be it out of curiosity or the wish to help the dog reconnect with its owner, you'll find yourself embarked on a whole questline you wouldn't have started otherwise. And the dog, whose name is Barbas, will follow you along the way, shedding more light on the argument between him and his master. Sure, some dogs in the games are mere tail waggers waiting for you to pet them, but their role and the natural connection of human to dogs can be explored in rather intricate ways, and I find it especially interesting when games use dogs as narrative tools, when they get to help build the world around the player and develop supporting characters. Barbas is there to start a questline and lead the player through it. And the final choice of the questline really plays into how much you've grown attached to the pooch, or not. He's the only example of a talking dog in that world, but even the other dogs, despite not saying a word and not really serving as quest tools, add a lot of liveliness to the world around you. For example, Banning in Markarth will tell you about his family that trains dogs for the Jarl and for personal protection, offering you to buy a dog from him whom he calls a war dog.
Good. Here you are. He'll follow you to oblivion and back, if it comes to that.
This dog has higher stats than the majority of other dogs in the game, but visually, they're all the same breed, suggesting that the dogs inhabiting Skyrim are as strong and fierce as the Norns, the original human race of this land. Some dogs, like Miko, while not taking you on a quest, will silently tell you their sad story if you choose to follow them. Dawnguard, one of the DLCs for the game, adds 2 new breeds of dogs to the game. Apart from being great little companions, they also serve as great visual tools that help further extend the confrontation between the Dawnguard and the vampire clan Volkihar. The striking contrast between the two organizations, what they stand for and how they achieve their goals, is further emphasized by how different the dogs are. Dawnguard, the vampire hunters order, uses armored huskies as their companions. Cute as all huskies are. Clan Volkihar prefers death hounds, who are anything but cute, unless you are into that type of things. Where the huskies give an impression of a nice, lively and lovely dog, the death hounds stay true to their names, with bare giant teeth and glowing red eyes. Walking freely around the Volkihar castle along their vampire masters, the death hounds seemed as much in the right place as armored huskies are in the rough yet friendly fortress of the Dawnguard. One of the best additions to the Dragon Age franchise, executed especially well in the first part, was the one who protect, who attack, but most importantly, hit all happily on the back. The world of Thedas introduces the player to Mabari, a breed of dogs native to Ferelden. Much like the Skyrim dogs, the Mabari are called the reflection of a true Ferelden man. Fierce combatant bred as war dogs, they are also extremely loyal lifelong companions. Unfortunately, the role of dogs in Dragon Age 2 and the Inquisition has been limited to codex entries and house pet, but the first game in the series, Origins, doesn't hesitate to shape Mabari into a full-blown side character and a follower with its own talent tree, equipment, interactions, and approval system towards the player. Though, being the good boy he is, his affection towards the player can never be lowered by any means.
Just how smart are Mabari supposed to be, anyway?
As it is with every follower, there are special interactions available to the player if they've found and recruited the Barkspawn pooch to their party. You can interact with the dog directly at the camp and watch other companions do the same, voicing their opinions about the dog and strengthening their mutual bond. The depth of these interactions and the sheer amount and diversity of them make Mabari an integral part of the player's journey, and a link that adds a very personal touch and connection to the game for the player. Mabari's main role is creating the emotional connection, and honestly he does it really well, like the good boy he is. Warning, there are spoilers for Fable II ahead, so if you don't want to watch those, you might want to skip right here. Dogs are a universal symbol of unconditional love, a devoted and innocent one. It doesn't require any translation, and that makes it a very powerful catalyst for players' decisions. Taken to extreme sometimes, like in Fable II, an exclusive game for Xbox. This game knows very well what it does. The final choice offered to the player in the end is intentionally provocative and immensely tough. You get a possibility to resurrect thousands of innocent lives, but this does not seem like an obvious choice when you consider that the other way is to resurrect your family, including your dog, the game specifies.
Those dearest to you, your family, even your faithful dog, will be restored to life.
The dog that's been by your side for the whole game, helping you in and out of the battle, sniffing out the treasures for you. The dog you've been bonding with, teaching it new tricks and undoubtedly telling it what a good boy it was. The dog who takes a bullet meant for you and dies for you in one of the most heartbreaking cutscenes. The weight of your final choice is made even harder to bear since you, the player, probably realize that the dog is most likely old and, in the end of the day, it's one animal, plus, well, your family if you had any, versus countless innocent lives. Lives you don't know versus your most trusted and loyal companion. One can only wish to never have to make this choice in real life. I wonder how different the choice would have sounded if the dog wasn't included in the game at all. If we never witnessed it die for us in a selfless act, would the choice between strangers and a family be less daunting if your most loyal companion was never involved in the first place? It's interesting how it could have been the case, as the creators of Fable II didn't plan for the dog initially. It was a fought-for decision.
When I first introduced it to it was a bit of a disaster, to be honest with you. And I said, shall I tell you what the greatest feature of Fable 2 is going to be? You know, that's going to blow people away? It's going to be a dog.
And Reddit polls and posts show just how right the decision was for creating the emotional bond and adding that weight to the final choice. It's fair to mention that Lionhead Studios, the company behind Fable 2, has added the possibility for the players to resurrect their dog in one of the DLCs, a decision many players were surely very thankful for. What is another thing that a dog symbolizes? To me, they are the mirrors of us people. One can judge a person by how he treats those who are smaller and weaker than him, and depend on him and are ready to love him. Games can often present us with dogs not for just mere petting pleasure, but to make a certain character feel more humane. D-Dog's role in Metal Gear Solid 5 goes beyond his adorableness or battle capabilities. His whole existence is a symbol of the humane part of Snake that can be very well hidden sometimes. The signs are pretty in your face. The puppy even misses the same eye as Snake does, wearing a very similar eye patch when he grows up. D-Dog seems to be a wolf dog, or at least a big dog that strongly resembles a wolf, following in Snake's lone wolf aura, but contrasting it with his very outgoing personality. Every time the player comes to visit him at the mother base, the playful pup shows incredible amount of affection towards Snake, even though they don't even spend that much time together until he finally grows up and is ready to be a battle companion. And even then, all grown up and looking like a serious dog, D-Dog will jump on Snake when he comes to visit after a long break, knocking him down to lick his face. And it's the fact that Snake accepts the love, the licks, and the affection of the puppy that helps players see a bit beyond that cold and distant image of his. These are just some examples of dogs you encounter in video games that are not there just for your pleasure. They are there to remind you of the enduring power of love, friendship, and companionship. So next time you encounter a pup on your digital adventures, take a moment to appreciate the depth and the layers they add to your adventure. And remember that just like in real life, in video games, dogs are more than just our sidekicks. They're storytellers, companions, and symbols of everything that makes video games and life great. So keep gaming, keep exploring, and keep those tails wagging. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and I want you to leave a comment under this video and tell me about your favorite dogs in the game. And it doesn't matter if this dog is your favorite because they add a lot to the gaming world around, or if they're just there to bark a little bit and you can pet them and that's all the interactions you get. All dogs are important, so I want to know what is your favorite puppy in all of your games. Thank you very much for watching this video. My name is Solari. I have some other videos that you might be interested in. Subscribe if you like this one and if you want to see more videos like that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!